So, today's topic, training should match the intensity and the conditions of the race you're going to be running, particularly in cross country. Coach Jason here from Top Line Running. Hope you're all doing well. Why do I say that? Well, if cross country, let's just say you're going to run 6 races, 8 races, whatnot, it's important to look at the races and the courses if you have any ability to do that and say, okay, all of my races are going to be hilly. All the races that my athletes are going to be running are going to be hilly. Designing the training to suit the course you're going to run is going to put you in a position to run the best you can. Okay. On the flip side, if your races are all on flat, designing the training accordingly to maximize that situation as well. Okay. If you have a combination of the two, some hilly courses, some flat courses, it's important to design the training accordingly as well. But this is also why I've encouraged folks to do tempo runs on the flats, because then you can lock into a specific pace zone, right? Pace range based on your current fitness and extend that, and maybe even go over distance. So if you're training for, let's just say high school, you're training for a 5K cross country, your tempos can go up to about 4 miles, let's just say, right? Or 20 to 25 minutes for some folks. That will help you increase your VO2 max, put you in a position to maximize the cross-country type workouts, whether they're flat or rolling. Okay, VO2 max workouts, 5K pace and 3K pace, generally a 1-to-1 work ratio, right? Work to rep ratio, or work to rest ratio. It's important as well. That'll put you in a position to simulate the cross-country races and the cross-country course that you're going to be doing. This is also why I've talked about momentum hills, right? And the different types of momentum hills. And if you haven't seen that video, make sure you take a look at that. If you're not subbed to this channel, by the way, and you're a runner or a coach, make sure you do this. I've got 600 videos here for you. Okay, for your education, for your enjoyment. And again, my email address is blackbeltrunningcoach@gmail.com. So if you have questions about any of them, reach out to me. Load up the comments here, send me a message. I'm more than happy to help answer questions. Okay, I do a lot of mentoring for coaches, a lot of personalized coaching, and I want you to know as much as possible. And this is the opportunity to do this right now. Okay, if you've seen any one of my summer training programs, you'll see we tend to build mileage through June. We tend to incorporate speed development, uphill strides or uphill sprints on like a Tuesday, flat sprints on a Friday, right? So you have your uphill and you have your flat variety, and then you transition into tempo runs or threshold training in August, okay, or mid-July for the college folks, right? It's essentially 12 weeks of summer training, but you're phasing it so that you're allowed to adapt. Your athletes are allowed to adapt every 3 to 4 weeks to get used to something more. But that's exactly what this does. Okay, you're simulating, you're positioning yourself over time to not only gain fitness and level off your training, but also incorporate the speed development, what helps you transition and get the legs under you, which helps you transition into the races the workouts that are going to help you simulate what the courses are going to represent in the fall. Okay. Everything's a gradual thing. And again, if you're racing for 9 months, if you're running cross country, indoor and outdoor, you're essentially racing for 9 months. So being smart in the summer is important rather than training hard or feeling like you have to go from 40 miles a week to 60 miles a week and so on and so forth. Everything is progression. So if you're running 45 miles a week, you go up to 50 or low 50s or something like that as your next step, and you build in quality accordingly. You need a chance to adapt along the way. Okay, but now college, same thing applies here. Your tempo runs can go up to 6 miles, 7 miles, 8 miles. Some folks do that as well. But if you're running 5 miles, 8K, or 6K, almost 4 miles, or up to 10K, up 6 miles of rolling hills, doing the workouts, 4 to 5 or 6 miles worth of workouts accordingly over rolling hills helps put you in a position to maximize that. Same thing goes with the flats, right? And again, the tempo runs help you lock into a flat pace. Okay, place pace range and help you stay in that pace range, and that alone will help progress your fitness along. If you worry about times, you'll be able to get a better idea of how fast you can run on the flats than you would over the rolling hills, right? But this is also why I encourage folks to do time trials. If you're not racing, maybe a mile here or 2 mile there and whatnot is a way of tracking your fitness. If you're not racing a lot, okay, this is a good way to track your fitness so that you can make any modifications that you need to in the training intensity. Time trials and races should be the only things that tell you, okay, I'm ready to increase the training intensity here. Let the races back up the training, and then you can make adjustments to the training intensities. Okay, but today's topic of the day again. your training should absolutely simulate or match the intensity or the conditions that you're going to be running in the course, cross country. Same thing goes for track, right? Everything's on a flat, obviously, but there's going to be more tactical races, and you'll see some of the workouts that I do are tactical in nature. You bookend thousands, bookend stiff and that. So or you're incorporating some threshold and race pace, so that you're doing a little bit more each cycle. You're able to adapt to different types of training paces. I have multi-pace training workouts as well. That way, you're ready if a race happens to get progressively faster. You're ready for that. That's why I have momentum hills also. Let's just say a 100-meter hill, 50 meters flats into 50-meter uphill. You get momentum going into the hill. Or 50-meter uphill and then into 50-meter on the flats. You get momentum over the hill and past the hill so you can recover and get your pace back under you. All these things apply whether you're running cross country or track. But specifically in track, it's important to position yourself. Okay. And my momentum hill repeats as well. You're doing 800-meter hill repeats. Some cross country races might have the hills in the beginning. Some of them might have in the races in the middle. Some of them might have races in the end. You could do rolling hill repeats in a manner that allows you to put the hills in the beginning or the middle or the end, if you have access to that. Okay, to simulate the race. And I've got videos on that on this channel too. So I encourage you to take a look at these videos. And if you have any questions about how to plug this into the training, reach out to me. I'll help you plug it into the training. Again, this is where you plug in your races ahead of time and you build the training around it. You can even build the training backwards and say, okay, where do I need to be doing this over distance stuff in the beginning? Where do I transition to the middle? Where do I transition here? And then you'll see whether you're racing every other week, every few weeks, a couple of weeks in a row at some point in the season, and you can modify the training accordingly. Okay, this is a really, really, really important time to set yourself up right now in the summer, the middle of the summer, we're almost heading into August now. You got a month left before preseason before cross country starts. This is the time to set yourselves up for all this stuff. Okay. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. It's a lot. I know it's a lot of details, but simulate as much as you possibly can the distance that you're going to run. Like I said, if it's 6K or 5K, 8K or 10K, that's the amount of volume that you want to build towards in a workout. And the amount of rolling hills or flats that you have in races is the type you want to build into your workouts to simulate the races as much as you possibly can. Okay. Have a great day, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the summer. Talk to you next time.